Good, good, good. Ready and action. So, Boki. Okay, now since I actually broke down a lot of detail earlier, what I'm going to show you now is just the differences between traditional business and our business.
Okay.
A lot of times when people first see what we're working with, because of the patent behind it, they try to associate it with traditional business, but that's what I'm actually going to break down for you. Traditional business, also known as horizontal marketing, and also known as multi-level marketing, is what people typically associate our business with. Have you heard of the two?
No, never.
No? Great. This is traditional business. I'll just break it down real quick, right?
Okay.
The way traditional business breaks down is it starts off with you. And in order for you to make any sort of money, what you have to do is recruit what's called a front line of 7 to 15 people. You don't care who it is. It could be myself. It could be Jason, your neighbor, your cousin, your professor, your coworker. It doesn't matter. The reason why you don't care who it is because you're only making 30% of the sales that's being made.
Wow.
If you look at it, if I made a sale, do you think it benefits anyone else here?
Doesn't
No,
matter.
only me and you. If Jason generates any sale, do you think it benefits anyone else? No, only me and you. Because of that, do you think we're financially connected? No. Because we're not financially connected, do you think we're going to work together? No.
Probably not.
What you have to do, you have to go out of your way and teach us how to build a business. But Boki, do you have an extra 60 hours? No. What happens to this person if they don't see the same help? They quit, right? They don't see the money coming in, they quit. They see, oh, Boki's not helping them out, they quit. So what you have to do is you have to keep filling in bodies, keep recruiting people just to get that 30%. And the crazy thing is it duplicates, right? If I want to generate any sort of income, I need my own front line of 7 to 15 people. From here now, it's not 30%, you're only making 15%. Duplicates even further. 7%. Duplicates even further. 3%. Eventually, all the way here, it's 0%. Right? Let's say your best friend, let's say Melinda, right? She sees your success and wants to start her own business just like you. Obviously, let's say she starts all the way at the bottom here. Now, if Melinda needed help, you're not getting anything. But as a friend, would you go out of your way and help her
I
out?
help her, yeah.
Of course, financially speaking, though, would you go out of your way and help her out?
Never.
No, because you're not getting anything. On top of that, in traditional business, there's also a quota. A requirement, weekly, monthly, quarterly requirement, like a car salesman or even policeman, right? You could be the superstar Boki and hit all your quotas, but do you think everyone can hit their quotas? No, so what happens? They start quitting and you have to keep filling in bodies. That's a challenging thing.
Wow.
But let's say, Boki, we both know Mauricio, right? Mauricio, obviously, with his background, he's going to be very successful. He has really the dedication of a lion. He'll really go out of his way. Anything he puts his mind to, he's going to be successful with.
Yeah.
Where do you want to place Mauricio if you look at it?
The top of the cake.
Top, obviously the top of the cake, right? Where you're making the most money, right?
Exactly.
But if you look at it, I know Mauricio too. I want him on my front line where I'm making 30%, but you're only making 15%. Right? It's crazy. Right, so instead of just competing for sales, we're competing for people. But Boki, let's say you win Mauricio. If you look at it, you may think that you won, but you have to go out of your way and teach him how to build a business. It doesn't guarantee anything, right? We all want him to quit so we can take his customers.
Wow.
Sometimes people quit, you have to keep filling in bodies, and it becomes more of just a recruiting thing, right? To the point where, let's say this is a close friend of yours. Let's say your business partner over here, his name is Kevin, for example, right? Kevin's very successful, generating you a lot of money. In traditional business, what he can do is something called a breakaway. He removes himself financially from your organization and takes everyone else with him. What you've just done is you've trained your competition.
Damn, Kevin.
You've seen this before, Boki, in traditional business, like a restaurant. If you, let's say you owned a restaurant, Boki, and you teach the head chef all the ins and outs, how to build your restaurant, how to manage the customer base, how to do this, how to do that. If you think about it, what's every chef's dream?
Own a restaurant.
Own a restaurant. So he could come up to you and say, hey, Boki, I quit. I want to open up my own restaurant right across the street because you know where all the customers are. And what would happen? You just trained your own competition. Have you seen this business before, this kind of business before?
Yeah, doesn't look familiar.
Doesn't look familiar? Okay. But obviously it's similarities with a lot of different traditional business. What I'm going to show you now is what our business actually is. It's also known as the vertical system. Vertical marketing structure, also known as the patented unfranchise. Right? When I say patented, that means there's a lot of differences between the traditional business and our business. The only similarity is that you started your own business, right? Because obviously in order to be in control of your income, you have to launch your own business, right? If you look at it here, everyone is organized horizontally. The way we work together here is, this would be myself, this would be Jason, Mauricio, this is Tracy, this is Peter, this is Boki. This is how everyone works together, Boki, right? Right? If you look here, if you were busy, these people would not help each other, right? If you look here, if you were really busy and let's say Tracy needed help on something, do you think we would help her out? Of course. And it's not 30, 15, 7%. It's actually 100%.
To infinity, right?
All the way up, exactly, all the way up to infinity, to the point where you can share the sales that are being made. Right? Traditional business, if you look here, if I made a sale, only me and you benefit, no one else does. But here, if this was me, if I was generating 200 business volume points, right, I made that sale, everything travels up 100%. So everyone gets credit as if they made that same exact sale. Boki, my customers are your customers. Melinda's customers are Boki's customers. Everyone shares a customer base. Does that make sense? Wow. Yep. Also, you can share people. Here in traditional business, everyone was fighting for Mauricio. But in the vertical system, Mauricio cannot, Boki, you can't expand to the left or to the right. Mauricio has to go to the next available spot here. So if you look at it, who just partnered up with Mauricio?
Everybody.
Everybody did, right? To the point where any sale that Mauricio makes benefits everyone. Also, if Knock partners up with someone, they'd have to go to the next available spot. If Matt partners up with someone, next available spot. If Samir partnered up with someone, next available spot. Now there's a waterfall effect of people being shared, sales being shared, 100% all the way to infinity. Also, to the point where there's no quotas. Traditional business, there's weekly, monthly, quarterly quotas you have to meet, otherwise you don't get compensated. Through the unfranchise, because BV points stay in your bank for a whole year, 365 days, and IBV for 2 years, 730 days, it's not if you get paid, it's only when you get paid. Does that make sense, Boki?
Yes.
Awesome. Companies like Macy's, Home Depot, they're waiting 2 years to pay you. It's crazy. Also, another advantage is that you can manipulate all the volume. In traditional business, any sale that's generated only benefits the superior, right? Travels up, right? Here in the unfranchise, if you had generated a sale worth 300 business volume points, what you can do with that sale is place it to the last person that you've partnered with. Significant. Why? Because let's say you had a background in health and nutrition, and this is a new business partner you've never, maybe that doesn't know how to build a business, that you can give them complete credit off of that sale. Does that make sense? Now, the common question that's asked is, if you can do that, why doesn't everyone do that, right? The thing is, we do.
Wow.
Right? We're constantly placing our volume as far down as possible to help everyone in between generate an income. That's the best part about it. On top of that, there's no breakaways. Over here, Kevin is really successful. He could break away financially and take everyone with him. In the unfranchise, if this was Kevin and he was generating $3,600 every single week, what he cannot do is break away. Two main reasons why that would put him in competition with everyone else, and that would break the patent. And on top of that, why would he break away anyway?
Right.
If he's generating 100% of what's being made, right? If he's getting compensated off of that, if there's 100% being shared, there's no point in breaking away, right? The only reason why this is possible, Boki, is that everyone's business, not just yours, is capped to make fair. Capped at $3,600 every single week. Also, 5,000 business volume, 5,000 BV. Does that make sense?
Right.
Great. All right. So the main difference. So if you look here in traditional business, they make a lot of promises where you can make hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. That sounds great. But if you look at it, how practical is it? How large does your front line have to be in order to generate that income?
A lot.
Very, very challenging. Here, we do say your business is capped, but on top of that, it is 100%. Everyone works together. You can share the sales, share the people. There's no quotas. You can help someone completely new by manipulating your volume, and you can't break away. Only thing is, it's capped. On top of that, traditional business, it's just people. You're just recruiting bodies. You don't care who it is. The way we work together, we focus so much on education because it's like a Walmart. If you look at it, if there's 1,000 people that walk inside a Walmart but no one buys anything, does Walmart make money? No. Same thing here. If you're partnered with 1,000 people but there's no BV being generated, it doesn't make sense. That's why we focus so much on education. And that's why I really have to bring up the next upcoming event, which is Jim Winkler, right? Vice President of Sales in the company, actually spending a Saturday, right, to teach us the fundamentals on what to expect building this business. October 24th, cash or credit?
Credit.
We're going, okay. Swipe. That's it!